Sometimes we are interested in calculating what's called the net change of a function between two values of x. So for example, let's say you were given this graph of f, and you're asked to calculate the net change in f between -2 and +3. So what we do in that case is, now first of all, the -2 and the +3, those refer to values of x. So when x is between -2 and x is equal to +3, or I should say, when the net change in f between x is -2 and x is 3. So what we do is we calculate, to do it, we evaluate f at the last point, so f at 3, and then we subtract off f at -2. So our answer is going to be f at 3, the last point, and then subtract off f at the first point, which is -2. And that value, we can use the graph. Let's see, f at 3 is +2, and then f at -2, it's -1. So we get 3. That would be our answer. So what's the meaning of the net change? It tells you how much y changes by when x goes between -2 and 3. So let me change colors here. So it's this value right there. So when x goes between -2 and 3, y goes up 3 units. It's +3 here. Sometimes the net change is negative, and that would indicate that the y is dropping between these two values of x. So it turns out you don't always need the graph of a function to calculate net change. You can also do it just by if you were given the equation of the function. So before we do that, let me go ahead and define what net change is. So you have a definition. Change back to blue. So this is the definition of net change. So the net change of f between a and b is defined to be f of b take away f at a, okay, where it's understood that these are values of x, a and b. Okay, so let me go ahead and calculate the net change of a function with you, where we're not given the graph of a function, but we're just given the equation of a function. So find the net change in f of x equals x squared minus 4 between 1 and 3. And of course, these are values of x again. So the net change is going to be, by definition, f at 3 take away f at 1. So let's calculate those values. First of all, f at 3 is going to be 3 squared minus 4, which is 5. And f at 1 is going to be 1 squared minus 4, right? I'm using the equation of my function here. And that's equal to -3. So this value is going to be the net change, that is how much y changes by between x equals 1 and x equals 3, is going to be 5 minus -3, or +8. And that's my answer. So it tells me that the y coordinate increases 8 when x goes between 1 and 3.